So learn the techniques, apply the techniques patiently. Don't hurry to find the answer. Go in a systematic manner and learn everything step by step. Learn everything step by step. Yeah. Yes, here it is. Get ready. So, hello and welcome to Seven Sentinels. This is Grand Master Class, and I am Peter Simon with you. Today, we are going to learn these questions from part C. The topic is measles, vaccine, hesitancy. Reading part C, and that is question number 7. Yeah. Now here on the right side, bottom, you have the time 120 seconds. So I'm giving you 120 seconds. Go through this and try to find the answer. Yes, your time starts now. 120 seconds, 2 minutes. Yes. Now what you can do is you can submit your answer. You can submit your answer. Question 7. You can submit your answer. Yeah. You can submit your answer, all of you. B, 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 C. Come on, all of you participate, please. Yeah, majority of you have written B. Now let us see. Okay, let us see whether the answer is right or not. Okay, so majority is B. Okay, according to what you have written, majority is B. And who first wrote B? Dilhara. Dilhara, and next Richmond, Bantam. Okay, Dilhara. Dilhara, you can unmute and you can explain why you think B is the answer.
Because this mentioned in 2018, it's almost 10 million cases and more than 140,000 deaths were reported. That's why I chose B, answer B. Because
Okay.
recently it was increased.
Okay, that's very good. Anything else? Anything else you want to explain? Okay, B you said. Okay, fine. But what about C? What about D? What about A? What do you think? Can you throw something light there?
There is no mention measles symptoms are easily mistaken for other disease, and solving the problem of measles in Africa will not be easy. Uh, uh, Actually, they mention in here because people who should have been vaccinated were not. It's maybe they used to misunderstand it. As I feel, I think the death rate for measles in under 5, it's not correct. D is not correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, Banton. Banton, can you give your explanation? I'm giving two people options. Can you give me your explanation, please?
Well, I chose B because in the beginning of the extract, it made mention of how the disease came about, and I mean the cause and then the symptoms. So going forward, it stated that a safe and effective vaccine was introduced in 1963. Yet, despite, so I think the word despite actually made it clear that even though it was preventable, but there has been a rise in the condition. So I chose B because it was actually talking about the purpose as being the rise in the number of measles cases. Yeah.
Of course. Okay, that's a good option. And yeah, so can you introduce yourself, Mr. Banton? How do you feel the sessions? Why did you like it? What's the reason? Anything you want like that?
Come again, sir.
Why you are attending the sessions? What made you attend the full session? 2, 3 sessions also you attended before. What's the difference you getting here?
Yes, I find it great pleasure to be part of this group. And the first day I joined, I realized that it was so impactful. So I decided to join for today as well.
Yeah, what is the gain you are getting? Can you share?
Come again.
What is the benefit? What is the benefit of attending these sessions?
Um, I would say initially I didn't know about numbering the paragraphs and then trying to sort all the pages out, all the paragraphs out before even attempting the question, because I would just start reading without doing anything. But today I think I've know why I should be able to number them so that I can see my indicators and then start answering it.
Okay, fine. Fine, very good. Now, I'm giving you 30 seconds after their explanations. You think, you study, because I'm going to showcase how to find the answers very easily. So I asked both of them. Both of them have given their opinion, but I'm asking you to go through these once again and identify what are the words which are going to help you to identify these answers easily. That's what it is. Yes, that's it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to explain you now. Yeah. Okay. Now let us see. All right. In the first paragraph, so this is telling that the answer is in the first paragraph. The writer's purpose. This is the point here. The writer's purpose. Why? Purpose means why. Write down. Purpose means why. Purpose means why. Why means reason. Reason means therefore. Write all the words, everything, because this will be helping you in the exam. Write down. Write down. Don't miss anything which I'm telling you. Don't miss anything. Okay. First one. Yeah. Purpose. Purpose means why. Why means reason. Okay. Reason or cause. Okay. Purpose. Why. Reason. Cause. Okay. So try to understand the relationships, what I'm going to show you now. Because of this, yeah, Dr. Muhammad, because of this, everyone, okay? So Dr. Muhammad is my regular student. So that's why I took the name. So purpose, why, reason, cause, or you can say factor. Based on what factor? On what basis? Basis. Why? On what grounds? On what basis? I can give you number of. All these relate to the same. Purpose, why, reason, cause, factor, basis, foundation, on what grounds. Okay. Then purpose, okay, cause and effect. What is the purpose? Okay. And there is something called a purpose. Why? So this why means because. Why means because. Remember, why means because. And because means therefore. And therefore means so. And so means hence. Okay. Hence means since. Now, what is this Simon Sir telling? Yeah. He's telling you the secrets of reading and listening. Because, why? Why did you go there? Because I wanted to enjoy the holidays. Why did you go to Canada? Because I want to spend the holidays. Why did you go to Canada? Because the weather is better. Why did you go to the mountains? Because I love trekking. Because, why? Because the reason and the result. What is the reason for going there? Okay. You had a reason. So there's a result. The reason is you love trekking. The result is you go to the mountains. So reason, result. Because means therefore. Therefore means so. You substitute these words here. That will be very easily understood. Why? Why? Because therefore, these are the words which you have to relate. These are the words which you have to relate. The writer highlights the fact. What is the fact here? The purpose. Purpose is a fact. The purpose is a fact. The purpose is a fact. Try to understand this. So the writer highlights the fact. Now, what is the fact here? What is the fact here? Measles is a highly contagious and potentially fatal disease caused by a paramyxovirus. This is a fact. This is a fact. But he's just introducing. He's not telling why. Okay. It infects the respiratory tract and spreads throughout the body, causing a blotchy red-brown rash and high fever, as well as complications, including encephalitis, seizures, and brain damage. Yeah, this is also, yeah, fact. This is also fact. Okay, this is also fact. A safe and effective vaccine was introduced in 1963. Yet, despite the fact, there it is. Despite the fact that measles is now preventable, I told you fact, 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 and focus on that fact. Now here, the fact. Right. So a safe and effective vaccine was introduced in 1963. Even then, yet means even then, even then, even after that, okay, yet despite the fact that measles is now preventable. Measles is now preventable. What is the fact? The fact is that, what is the fact? Measles is now preventable. So he is trying to focus on this part. He is telling you there is something fact. He wants to present that fact. He wants to present that fact. Measles is now preventable. Even then, yet, despite, means however, whatsoever, nonetheless. See, you have to relate all these words like this. Yet, but, in spite of, despite. So these are all related words. Even then, in spite of that, despite. So now here, if you see, the fact is, what is the truth? What is the fact? Measles is now preventable. That means before 1963, it was not preventable. Yeah. Measles is now preventable. Measles is now preventable. That's it. Remember this one. This is the fact. This is the fact. Yeah. Because measles is preventable, you have to prevent it. But that is not happening. But that is not happening. But is ready to show contrast. But means yet. Yet means despite. Both are the same here. Despite, in spite of that, or even then, what nonsense is going on? Why are we not able to prevent measles? Why this stupid world is not able to control? What is happening? Yet, despite that, there has been a rapid escalation, okay, in global epidemics. Related to measles here, global epidemics related to measles, with cases increasing tenfold in Africa, 10 times more since 2006, and fourfold in Europe since 2007. To the 1973 only vaccine was introduced. But what are we doing? Why? Why is this happening? We can control, but why are we not able to control? Huh? Why? There has been a rapid escalation. In spite of all these things, in spite of the possibility to control the measles, we are not able to control, and that is going to a rapid level. Now it is 2006. Even in 2006, Africa 10 times more. In Europe, 2017. And in 2018, almost 10 million cases and more than 140,000 deaths were reported. See, try to understand this here. He is telling the cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect. That means there is a chance to control measles. That's a fact. That's the fact. But we are not controlling. Why are we not controlling? Because we are neglecting. We are not taking it very seriously. Because of that, therefore, why? Because of this, okay, because of this, the number is increasing. Now, you have got the word escalation, escalator. Remember that. Escalator, escalation means going up, going up, going up, rising up. If you stand on an escalator in an airport, it will take you. You just stand there, it will take you up. And that escalation, that increase, escalation means increase. And that increase is rapid. Now, all these words, and with increasing cases increasing tenfold since 2006. 2006 is before 1963 or after 1963. So this is recent. These figures are recent, and this is the olden date and the present date. So recent. So you have to understand how these are related. The answer will always almost be in the middle of the paragraph. 80% to a maximum of 90%, not less than 75%. 75 and above, it will be in the center. That's what you have to see. Okay. Right. Therefore, because people are not controlling, it can be controlled, but it is not controlled. Therefore, there's an increase, rapid escalation in global epidemics. So that is what he's explaining, why this increase is there. That means he's showing that this is because of the carelessness, irresponsibility. He's showcasing that one here. The World Health Organization is claiming that all cases are because people who should have been vaccinated were not vaccinated. Carelessness. Underlining means highlighting. Highlighting. Why? Why? Highlighting. Underline means highlighting. He's showcasing the reason why is it. So the need to invest in education, immunization, quality healthcare as the right for all. So why? He's telling. So therefore, so the writer's purpose is to explain why. The writer highlights the fact that even though it is preventable, epidemics have escalated rapidly, and goes on to emphasize the importance of investment in education. Try to understand there. If you are not educated, you will not know. Okay? You will not know what is the use. Then you have to provide education, you have to provide healthcare, you have to provide immunization. Try to understand this. Now let me show you where the words are. Escalation, escalate. Escalate means increase. I'm pointing out the words now. I'm connecting the links. Escalation. Escalation means rise. Write down the synonyms, because in this question it is escalation. But in another question, he'll say another word. Okay, you don't know the meaning of this word, then how will you understand? Escalation means increase, rise, progress, growth, surge, shoot up. Write down all the synonyms, learn the synonyms. If you learn the synonyms, it will be very easy. I told you I will not teach 100 questions. One question is enough for you to understand everything. Okay, right. Then there has been a recent rise. Recent 2017 is recent, 2006 is recent, 2008 is 18 is recent. 1963 is not recent. Okay. There has been a recent rise in the number. What is the number? You can see here. 10 million cases number. Okay. 10 million cases number. Okay. Next one. 140,000 deaths number. Try to understand there. Of what? Of measles cases. Okay. Of measles cases. He's talking about measles only. So, with cases, which cases? The cases is nothing but measles. Okay. Measles. We are talking only about measles, nothing else. Measles is now preventable. But it is not prevented 100%. It is not eradicated totally. It is because of the carelessness. Because of that carelessness, this is increasing. He is focusing, he is telling why there has been a recent increase in the number of measles cases, and is pointing out it is carelessness of the authorities and people. Okay? Is pointing it out indirectly, underlining the need to invest. So because of that, we have to educate, we have to immunize, and we have to provide quality health care. That is what he's telling. Okay. So is the explanation clear? If you like the explanation, give a thumbs up or a high five or whatever you want. Yeah. A rise. A recent means years. Rise means escalation. The number is, you can see the numbers there, 10 millions cases, 140,000 deaths. Okay. And cases and measles, everything is matching there. Now, if you see elimination technique, option C, option A, symptoms are mentioned as part of the description of measles, but no mention of them being mistaken for other diseases. There is nothing called other diseases here. He did not talk about any other diseases, and there is no relation with any other diseases. He's telling symptoms are mentioned, of course, as part of the description of measles, but where is the mention that they are mistaken for other diseases? Is there any other disease mentioned? No. The second part is missing. And C, Africa's dramatic rise in cases are mentioned. Africa's rise in the number of cases is mentioned. But what next to see there? Africa's dramatic rise in cases as mentioned, but it does not discuss solving the problem, there being difficult. Is he telling it is difficult to solve the problem? Did he say that it is difficult to solve? He's not saying it is difficult to solve. He's only talking about vaccination. Give vaccination, educate them. But where is he's telling that it is difficult to solve in Africa? He's not telling that one. That second part is not there. Measles in Africa will not be easy. Where is he telling? Solving the problem, okay. But where is he talking about Africa? Huh? Next, D. The text cites 140,000 deaths. The death rate for measles in the under 5s is increasing. Okay. So, yeah, the death rate for measles in the under 5s is increasing. Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem at all. But the thing is, it does not say that these mortality rates have increased. Did he say these mortality rates increased? There were reported, that's all. But did he say that it is increased? So the death rate for measles in the under 5s is increasing. Where is telling that under 5s it's increasing? He pointed out this is the figure, but he did not say that it is increasing there. Okay. So A, C, and D are eliminated, self-defeating options. Yeah, give your feedback if you liked it. Okay. So now the points which are very, very important are number one. First step is, when you are solving the answer, the first step is reading the stem. Reading the stem. What is reading the stem? In the first paragraph, writer purpose to explain is why. So that is the point. reading the stem. What is the stem? There are three parts now here. The same technique you have to apply to every question afterwards. The first one is stem. I'll give the color green. Okay. Right. See, this is the stem. So first you have to read the stem. First you have to read the stem. So purpose, why? So whenever you see, there are some markers, pointers like but, yet, despite, however, though, although, even though. Okay, such words you have to identify. Those words are here. Here, you can see. Yet and despite. Yet and despite. So the answer will start almost from there. Answer will start almost from there. So a safe vaccine was introduced in 1960. Yet, but, so, but means he's telling some problem. You come to my house, but, so I'm going to explain why it is important now. Next part, you should not shout, or you should not do something nonsense in my house. You can come to my house, no problem. But when you say but, that means you have to be very careful. So I'm telling you why for the next thing. Okay, why? Otherwise, don't come. So why you should come or why you should not come? So you're telling the reason why. Okay. So my parents are sick. My grandfather is sick. You should not shout and disturb or make big noises. Okay. You can come to my house, but you should not shout. Okay. So you are telling the reason why you should not shout afterwards. My grandfather is sick. Okay. It will trouble him. So you're telling why he should not shout. The purpose behind the condition. The purpose behind the condition. Yet and despite. Remember that. Then what you will do, in that one, you will see the words. Okay, measles is now preventable. Contrasting. Contrasting. Measles is preventable. Measles is preventable. But measles is preventable. Despite means but still it is increasing. Not prevented 100%. Still it is increasing. But still it can be stopped. It can be prevented. But it is increasing. But it is increasing. So that is the problem. He's telling why it is increasing. Why is it is increasing? Why is it increasing? They can prevent, but it is still increasing. Why? People are not really implementing those preventive measures. If they implement, then it can be prevented. It is not prevented, it is increasing. That means they are not preventing. They're not using the techniques properly. So the secret is there. That is called reading between the lines. Reading between the lines. It is not mentioned there, but you have to understand and relate that very carefully. That very carefully. So what is it? The World Health Organization, okay, that all cases are because people should have been vaccinated, were not. People should have been vaccinated, were not. That means vaccinations were not done. It can be prevented. If people were vaccinated, this would have been prevented. But people were not vaccinated in time, so it is going on increasing. That is the reason what he is explaining. Okay, that is what he is explaining. Recent rise. Why it has increased? It has increased because, okay, people should have been vaccinated, but they were not vaccinated. So there has been, why there has been a recent rise in the number of measles cases? Because they are not vaccinating those people who have to be vaccinated. That is not our problem. But the reason is telling afterwards. Is that clear? So this is the way how you have to understand the question. If one question you can understand, now you go and do 10 questions, it will be very, very easy. Very, very easy. So first you will learn the stem, then identify the contrasters or pointers, markers, dividers in the middle. Then you will identify there will be two sentences. One is the question related sentence and one is the answer related sentence. Okay. Why means because you can use despite. Okay. So despite is breaking this two sentences. Okay. So right. Despite the fact that measles is now preventable, there is one part. There has been a rapid escalation in global epidemics. So that's the another part. So two parts are there. So the second part will go to the answer. Okay. The second part will go to the answer. Yep. So apply these techniques. No need of 10 questions. Now take these techniques and apply these techniques and you will understand. Okay, one question I explained. Remain will go a little. So because there are many new students who have registered. So that's why I've explained, because this is the first lecture for them. Yeah. Question 7. Yeah.